Colorado, Panama City.
Ooh, we got Cayman Islands here. That's where all our bank accounts are, aren't they? No, just kidding. It's always stories about that. Connecticut, cold in there. Oh, I have to bring up, we have 3 questions that I did this time. Wish I wouldn't do that sometimes, Megan.
Are these questions that are coming in?
People want, the questions they wanted to answer tonight. Some people can't make it sometimes, so they listen to the recording and they want to make sure we address specific things.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah. But there's a lot.
Is there? Wow.
I got to get the water.
I'm sure
before we start. We're getting started in 2 minutes, folks. Okay. Let me put the little banner up here. Okay.
Usually one person's question is another person's question too. So we will get to everyone's questions tonight. Let's go back to the comments here. Got a lot of people from Colorado. Cool. We got our Canadians on. Texans. A lot of U.S. friends. We already have questions coming in, Rod. We'll have to.
Okay, hold on, folks. We don't want any questions getting lost in the chat. So if you can hold off on your questions until we get through introductions and find out where everyone is, because it's only 1 minute too. So Sandra, we will answer your question. That's a good one. I will remember that one. And Michael, we will answer yours.
Why don't you tell everybody about your vacation, Rod?
I went on vacation. I always tell people, I'm
it's your first vacation in a long time.
1.5 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I went to Panama City and Medellin, Colombia. And I brought Oscar and I back rum.
Always.
Always
got to bring rum from
Colombia. Colorado. Hey, Rich from Panama City. This time of year, it's always a wonderful night in Panama City.
Yeah.
I sat up on the 37th floor of our good friend's apartment. That would have been 2 weeks ago tonight.
Do you find it
sipping on some rum?
Do you find it much different from when you lived there?
No.
The same?
Yeah, no, it's basically the same. Even the skyline. Well, the skyline's filled in a little more since I first moved there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ohio, Illinois, Washington, D.C. Hey, Oscar, we're going to get going pretty quick here. Oscar, we're getting started there.
We just finished a week-long tour.
Yes.
With a wonderful big group of guests from the U.S. and Canada mostly.
So 7 days, Oscar traveling the country with a van full of 15 people asking him questions constantly. How you doing there?
And now there's more. We don't give him a break.
Oh, dear. Cool. So it is 7:02, so we get to start. And I'm live right now already, right? Yep, perfect. And we are going to tell us about ourselves because some of you honestly don't know. Who are we? Who's starting? Megan is.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm our operations director. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia. And I moved to Panama in 2018 after graduating from Penn State. And I came here originally with the Peace Corps. So I did a lot of really cool development projects for about 2 years in different small communities here. Got to learn a lot about Panama culture, language, and people. And in that time, I met Oscar, my husband, and ended up staying and moving to Boquete. And have now been here in Boquete for 5 years or 6.
6.
Yeah, so I love it here. I love the community. It's very supportive, relaxed, but also very active. And we have a 2-year-old, so we find ourselves in a lot of different groups and activities here in Boquete, and we absolutely love it. And as far as Retire in Panama tours, I handle a lot of the preparation if you come on tour with us or do any sort of service with us. So I'll work with you to make sure that you're ready to go for the tour, and any questions you have, I'm happy to help, and love to meet anybody who finds themselves here in Boquete.
Perfect. My name is Rod. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I moved here 13 years ago and never really looked back. For me, it was a simple thing. Loved Panama. Loved the lifestyle. Loved the little bit that it cost me and the little bit of tax I had to pay. And, made new friends easily. And we got a dog fight outside right now, it seems. And within 3 months of me being here, I did it the wrong way. I didn't know anybody here. And I believe what some people on Facebook told me, and Facebook was fairly young then, but it was still probably a little more truthful than it is today. But I made some major mistakes. And within 3 months, I was in a bit of trouble, and I lucked out, and I met this guy. I met Oscar. And Oscar this is in 2012, guys. Oscar was already here helping expats move to Panama. He has a long history in Panama doing that. The most experienced Panama relocation expert that we have here. And Oscar got me the right immigration person, got me the right paperwork for my vehicle, helped me get a driver's license. It just...
Gracie's out there.
I'm sorry, the door was closed. I locked the door. I don't know how she got out. So anyways, he helped me get all that stuff done. Thank goodness. And we hit it off. And within a year, we were business partners. And we went through several businesses here.
Crazy.
And we started the relocation tour group, which is what we do now. And this shows you here, we have 7-day cross country, 3-day Cherokee Highlands, and private tours. And we're a bit different. We do the small group tours. We do 12 to 15 people on our tours, and we have great after tour support. We obviously, the three of us have 30 years experience plus combined experience helping expats move here. So that is who I am and what I do now. Oscar, tell us about yourself.
I'm too busy with this. To this little one. Sorry, I was gonna carry Gracie.
A little drama.
I didn't heard the dog.
I
I didn't heard the dog.
She doesn't like when you pick her up.
No.
Aww.
Anyway, sorry, Gracie.
She's a new adoption, so
yeah,
we don't know her as well. Oh.
But I'm originally from Cali, Colombia. I got into Boquete in August 2009. I've been working in the tourism industry since 2006. I studied tourism management, hotel industry in Colombia before I moved in. So that was my first call, tourism, hospitality. When I was working in Costa Rica, I got to work plenty with North American customers, mostly from US and Canada, but also from all different areas like Europe, Asia, Africa, and many areas in Europe. So that was a good wide opening for me. When I got here to Boquete, I saw a lot of expats North Americans struggling with the basic, simple things. How to get accomplished with a cell phone bill, electric bill, just translating very simple things. And I was just kind of like identifying the need, and nobody was doing that. So I kind of was started slowly offering the private services to them. And what it turns today to be professional relocation assistance. That's what we provide. And not because they try to see the other, what I was going to say. I was just I felt more in the shoes because I was an expat here, and even though I'm a Colombian, I'm a Spanish Latino, I went through the same challenges. So feeling and
I would say it's not that they were simple; it's that they should be simple, but
Yeah.
it's difficult. In a
it's
new country.
difficult. It's difficult, and for me, the same culture was a little difficult for me, so I couldn't imagine what it would be for everybody else who didn't expect the language. So being in the shoes is what brought me to this passion, and right now that's what we do. During operations, I'm the one who leads the tour. I'm the one who makes sure I connects people from locals with expats or other expats that we have met through many years, building relationships, making sure people understand the beautiful synergy between Panamanians and foreigners in Panama, and understanding that Panama is very unique. So that's what my 5 cents on that one. And I enjoy my work, and I'm very blessed with the team we have. Very blessed that my wife is the director of operations, and my brother, for another mother, is the brain behind the internet. So this is a very family business. When you do a tour, you do a tour with the owners, me, her, him. So and you have the follow up afterwards personally with us. You got to meet where we live. You got to see who we are, how we do things, and there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to sell. We're not selling anything. We're just showing and making sure you're gonna make the right decision before you commit to anything else. And that's our goal. That's our passion, and that's what we stand for. So that's
Right
what we
on.
are.
So,
I
we'd
mean,
like-
obviously, we're selling tours.
yeah, well, so
But
thank
we're
you
not-
very much for joining us tonight, guys. That's who we are. Please buy our stuff. No,
Please
just
buy
kidding.
us up.
But we're not
We're done
selling
promoting.
on the
Yeah.
tour. We're not
Yeah.
selling.
We're not
you
selling
real
the country,
estate.
but we're selling the
not
tour
selling Panama.
to show the country.
Yeah.
No, you're not
Exactly.
going to see timeshares that become on our tour. We don't do stuff like that.
No,
We're
we
not
don't.
If
selling
it's
you
not
real
for
estate.
you, we're
It's
not
not
mad
for you.
about it.
No,
Yeah.
it's not
The whole
competition.
point is to see the country and make sure you love it before you make the move.
I would like to welcome, we always forget, and I'm sorry, I forget. Last week we had well over 100 people on YouTube watching this thing.
Awesome.
Welcome to your YouTube viewers. You too can, if you type a comment in the YouTube comments, we will see it on our screen.
Same with Facebook.
Same as Facebook.
Same as Facebook.
And we're on several properties on Facebook now. So welcome
Yeah.
to our Facebook viewers. So, okay, let's get started with the questions.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Now, it's very simple, guys. There's two ways you can ask your questions, and we want to meet some of you. So if you want to ask your question on the screen with us, like we will go down to a small square and then you'll be there beside us. Please type the word live in the chat. You don't have to type your question because you're going to ask it live to us. We'd love to meet some of you. And if you want to just type your question in the chat, we will also get to that. So we're going to start with some chat questions. I have some email questions, and I will look for anyone who typed live, and we would like to meet you. And the first thing we're talking about is internet. I'm going to take this one because I am the internet guy. Panama has had fiber internet for many years, as almost as advanced as the U.S., even more in some. So if you're along a major highway within a mile of or throughout the major cities or the Coronados or Pedicés or Boquetes, you're probably going to have fiber with two different options of companies right to your house. The prices are crazy, guys. It's about $25 for 200 megs, $40 for 500, or 50 or 60 for 1 gigabyte speeds. So we have
Crazy
great
good.
internet. It's crazy is good.
Crazy good.
But if
not
you
crazy
are
bad.
remote, you do have. We were the second country behind Colombia, I believe, to get Starlink in Panama. So you can be anywhere in Panama. It doesn't matter. You can be
On a
on your
boat.
own little private island on a
Yeah.
boat in our van. And
Actually,
you
soon
can
we're
be
gonna have an
covered.
upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. We provide full internet access in our van, as good as better. I was going to say better than United, but dial-up speed is better than United's internet. Sorry, United. Like better than the airlines internet. We provide that in the van during the whole tour, and we provide that because there is satellite technology here, and satellite internet here is between $35 and $55 a month. as opposed to in the States, you're looking at, I think it's 85 to 130. So, yes, we have great internet here, and Vulcan is included with fiber throughout the town itself and along the highway, either way, depending on how big the towns are.
And we look forward to meeting Michael in 3 days, guys.
Woohoo! Okay, let's go through. When can you start the process of an e-cedula?
As soon as you have your permanent residency card, not your
Exactly.
temporary at the beginning of the process. So you'll do your initial application, and then within 6 months, you'll get your permanent residency card.
Yeah.
If you're doing pensionato or a more a quicker permanent residency program. So as soon as you have that permanent lifetime residency card.
Something hit the roof. Yeah, and what happens? You tell your lawyer that I want to get my cedula. As soon as you get that card, they will send the paperwork to the tribunal, and it takes about 30 days for them to get everything in your appointment, and you'll have your cedula. Mm-hmm.
That is one process you have to do in Panama City.
Yes. The first time you have to do it. Mine is up for renewal this year. I can just walk over. Well, I used to be able
You can
to
do it in Boquete.
Yeah, I can just get.
And it's been that long, huh?
Boquete. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, something about 51. Does that mean? I think it means it's 51 below there. Oh. Okay, here we go. Are there any areas in around Boquete where you can have home backing onto a river or lake?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of rivers and
like
streams.
Rod's house. There's a river right back there.
And a little
Yeah, and I have a river across the street.
And a river and a pond.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you have to, what should we be concerned about with rivers, Oscar?
Your Mother Nature laws is never own, build, or buy next to a river, in the bottom of the cliff, on the cliff, or around the ocean.
Yeah. You won't be able to get, you likely won't be able to get flood insurance on your home if you live next to a river. I could not hear.
They will now give him.
I can get volcano insurance, and I live next to a volcano, but I can't get flood insurance.
But the thing is, the new laws, and then it might not give granted any permits if you buy a lot next to a river. You have to be in a certain distance.
Not a lot of lakes, though, in the Boquete area.
No, not a lot of lakes.
Yeah.
No,
but lots of rivers. There are a lot of small rivers that are seasonal rivers, not really an issue.
Yeah.
But
there's no lakes here.
Yeah, but the big rivers can be an issue. Mm-hmm. Appleton rum, Jamaica. Okay, Appleton Jamaican rum. Do you like that, Oscar?
Do I like it? Yeah, I do like it. This is good.
Okay, let's talk about new condo complex being built in Boquete.
Well, there's a couple.
There's one in Alto Boquete that's active right now.
Yeah,
actively working
It's
on it.
called Pino Alto.
Pino Alto. Yeah.
If you want more information, we got lots of information on that one.
Yeah,
it's in the. It starts about $320 for pricing and stuff like that. So it's very upscale.
There was a lot of speculation about a project in downtown, and that has been completely on hold.
Yeah, that's totally on hold.
And if it happens, it's not going to be nearly what it was going to be.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make a Whistler out of downtown Boquete.
Yeah, not going to fly.
Okay, Q, that must be questions. Thank you. We like temperature 70 to 90. I want to look at water, ocean, or lake or river. Okay. Hubby likes mountains. Way up in a mountain where you can see the ocean 40 miles away.
There's places with the ocean view with the binoculars. Well, you could.
Yeah.
Lakes, no. Rivers, potentially.
Yeah, but most mountains are far. Like it's a far away view of the ocean.
Yeah,
there's no mountains next to the ocean.
No in the Chiriquí area. You can have maybe some areas in Valle Anton with the ocean view, but it's still far away. Has to be a clear day, and it's gorgeous view. But you will be like 45 to an hour distance to the ocean.
Yeah,
it's I mean, it depends on your
Yeah.
perspective, but Boquete or Valle de Anton are both about
Yeah.
an hour from
Like
the
your
ocean.
temperature range is like 70 to 90 is kind of, right along the ocean. It might get to 95, but in the Valle de Anton or like you said, it's got some
Altos de
ocean
Maria
view.
will
Altos
have
del
the
Maria
actual
has
down
some
temperature.
ocean
Altos de
view.
Maria, which will be the right before by the Campana National Park, and that will be actually the closest to the ocean in that range of temperature.
Yeah, about 30 minutes or so from
Yes,
drive down.
it'll be very, very easy. Doesn't have like a large of the community. It's very you definitely will need to have a reliable vehicle with all-wheel decent clearance.
So do a Google, see if you like it. Altos
Altos de Maria.
del, or is it
De
Day?
Maria.
De Maria.
Yeah, that's the whole area. It's nice. It's beautiful. Great views. You're short distance to Las Lajas or Coronado area, and you also close distance to Capira. You're close distance to Costa Verde for a lot of major shopping.
Cool. I got to jump to some email questions too. Megan, what vaccinations are recommended for visiting Panama? Or let's start with what vaccinations are required for visiting Panama.
None.
Yeah, there are none required.
Okay, let's talk about what would we recommend.
We wouldn't recommend any unless you're going to some more remote places.
I recommend
Like
hepatitis
What?
Twinrix. I always have recommended Twinrix virus if you're traveling.
What is that one?
Hepatitis.
Oh,
Hepatitis A, B, like
Yeah.
for food, so you can handle the street
yeah.
food. And
Yeah,
stuff
if
like
you
that.
The
Yeah,
other
you don't
one-
already have those.
yeah, but the only one if you're gonna be extreme looking into the jungle that in area, yellow fever and malaria. But that's only if you're going to be in the pure jungle with indigenous and a fire and catching fish from the Chagres River.
Specifically, there are warnings for the comarcas, which are the indigenous regions, mostly north and east of Panama City,
Yeah.
which aren't very common areas to visit.
Yeah.
Okay. Charles asked if he can have a job with us. Okay, I'm not sure that really fit in, but he's
Send me your
replying. He's
resume.
replying
Send
to
your
my
resume,
email. He did.
Oh, wow.
Okay. How safe are areas like Boquete and David and the points in between as far as house break-ins go? Robberies.
David way more common in some
I should
neighborhoods.
say, yeah, burglaries. Yeah.
No, David is more common in some neighborhoods, not everywhere, but in some neighborhoods, lack of the security in their homes. Boquete, very rare, and if it happens, it's just minor things like if you left your 40-pound gas tank out there without chain, without any protection.
Or your Nike tennis shoes, someone's going to steal those.
Yeah, I mean, you
That's
gotta,
the
you
last
gotta
thing
be.
I remember being stolen.
It's about common sense.
It's
really.
mostly theft of opportunity.
Yeah.
Not often that we hear about any violent crime.
No.
Okay, and Tina is asking, how long before should she get an airplane ticket? She has 5 cats to bring there. Tina, that deserves a telephone call. Please get on my calendar. I do pet removal. I'll give you some free advice. Go to the website.
You do pet removal?
No, sorry, I do pet. What's it called when you bring it? Okay, pet
Relocation.
removal. Pet. We're not going to remove your pets. Go to the website. If you look under the other
If you
tab,
don't like it, you will
you
remove
can
them.
directly book a call with me, and there's
The
a
big thing
bit
is,
of time that you're going to need to coordinate moving 5 cats by yourself.
and you want to make sure you really want to be here before you go through that.
Yeah,
process.
and if you haven't been here yet, because some of your other questions here is about what visa you can get. They talk about, is there another digital nomad visa you can get to when making under 3K? No, there isn't. A friendly nations visa, you can invest 200,000, and yes, you automatically get a bank account open with that one. That's where they deposit your interest. So that's which is usable money. So I think you're, Tina, I think you need a conversation. I think I am. Might have been working with you recently on some emails, but get on the calendar and let's have a conversation, because you got some serious good questions here that are not general. Oh, this person is booking the November tour. Perfect.
Hey,
Okay. Let us go. And okay. Kenneth, we need to answer, how do you get out of snow shoveling? Kenneth doesn't want to shovel snow anymore. What should he do?
book a ticket. Come down here as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Like yesterday was late.
Let's talk about service dog laws. Yes and no. Your doctor can write you a letter in Panama if you require a service dog that most places will accept, but it's not mandated here. So if you're in a restaurant, they might make you sit outside. Airplanes domestically do not have to accept, but they have for us. If the letter comes from a doctor saying this is a service dog and it's not emotionally support, it's a service dog. So if you're blind, it's automatic. You don't need a letter. They bring the dog. But if your service dog is trained for getting a medication or for doing other things that great service dogs are trained for, you need to see a doctor here and get a letter to carry with you. And it's accepted in most places. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, your typing is way better than mine, Mark. Don't you worry about that. Our Newman, you can't see the chat. If you
It's
must
called-
be on a phone.
Maybe. Or it's called comments.
Yeah. Or it's called comments.
Mhm.
Can I call a company to help with relocation but not take a tour? If so, what do you charge? And what do those charges include? We don't work independently of an end-to-end solution, Holly, at this point, because there's so many. We can't just, if we fix one piece of your puzzle, there could be something wrong in a different piece, and then you're not going to have a happy relocation. So that's why we've always been an end-to-end type solution company. Now, I know we're sold out until June. Yes, one spot came available. Was it May? Yes, there's a single spot in May available, and maybe a double spot in June. I would have to look. But so for those of you who want to take the tour, but the tour is more than seeing the whole country in 7 days. And really, you see virtually everywhere an expat would want to live within those 7 days. You meet a dozen or more expats that already live here. You meet a dozen or more experts that you will get their phone numbers and their WhatsApps for when you do make the move. And you get myself, Megan, and who's that guy? And Oscar, who slipped out for a second, to when you do make the move, to walk your hand through making this move. That's the most important thing, Holly, because whatever anyone tells you, I cannot take this, hand it to you, and say, this is your checklist to everyone on this call. If you guys want a copy of this checklist, email me. There's no such thing. We've never made two checklists identical in the hundreds of people we have helped here. Every checklist is different. That's why with each of our guests, we told them this morning, you guys are going home, what's your next step? If you're moving here, you contact us, get on our calendar, then we have a video call just like this with us and the two people or the one person moving here. And we build the checklist.
Right, because we're doing a tour or two each month, and we're really focused on helping those people move here, and we get to know their needs and what they're looking for. And a lot of times it's hard to answer one specific question out of context for somebody who we know nothing about, because they could be asking the wrong question. And we don't know because we don't know enough about their situation.
We don't have their file on, which we do. If you take our tour, we have a file on you. We know all about you because we keep notes. We keep, we know what the things you like. We know that you rent or you own or you don't have any kids or you have family in this state, stuff like that. All that stuff's important when you're building a checklist to move to another country.
Yeah.
It helps us to make better recommendations.
That's one thing that defines us as a company is that you will have full support after the tour.
There are certain specific services that we can help you with, though.
Mhm.
So if you have something you need help with, you can reach out.
Yeah, individual things. If you're just going to be, you're already moving here, maybe you're doing a job or you've already been here and you just want the absolute best attorney, we can give you a recommendation so they can get you quotes. Or if you don't really understand the healthcare here and you've arrived, we can help you with that one thing. Just go to our website. There's a whole list. If you look under other, there's a whole list of things we can help you with. Hey, Sharon again. I think we're talking about email today. How do I get you? How do I get my dog to Panama? Sorry, Panama doesn't. No, I won't say that. I said that to once someone and they got upset. If you check out our website and look, search for pets, you'll find the complete instructions on moving your dog to Panama. Now, I also have run a pet relocation company here for 5 years, and I move pets here every week. So I have a unique situation. I like people to do it themselves, but I just assist them with the paperwork and get everything and double check everything, fill in the paperwork for them, notify the vet, get their schedule set up, verify their vaccinations, do all that stuff. And I charge between $250 and $350 depending on the situation. So that you can check out the website. Just if you go to retiredinpanamatours.com, the link is up in the chat. Just hit the search bar and hit pets. You'll see the article on the entire procedure to bring your pets here. Okay, I'm interested in getting information about shipping a pallet and buying a car. I'm going to leave that to you guys.
Yeah, so shipping a pallet, it depends where you're moving in Panama, but we could connect you with some either mail forwarding services or shipping people. Buying a car, Oscar is really the expert car guy for that.
Well, buying a car, it depends. Do you want to buy a new car, used car? And if you want any more advice on it, I can make my own suggestions according to location, lifestyle, and budget. Buying a used car, I always recommend to not be looking for a low budget because the cars here in Panama are different grades than North America per se. It also, there is a different ways to look at it. There is no Carfax here. So everything has to be verified at the moment you are in front of the car. You have to do a full inspection. I got decent experience doing that. I used to work in a mechanic garage my whole life, literally growing up. So if you need more details, really details about the car, you can reach out directly to us through our email, and we'll more than happy to give an assistance.
Cool. All right, we got a great question from Sandy here, and we had this again with our group with 2 people. Same question. If I move with my partner as a couple, but we're not married, do we both have to demonstrate the minimum pension, or can it just be one of us? Panama does not recognize common law, folks. You have to be married to come as a couple where you have the person applying and an extra dependent, or you both under one pension, or you both have to come under your own pensions, or this is a solution.
We provide the service.
Yes, for $99 plus tax. This is me, Mary, and Oscar, and Megan. We can do this.
Just for residency. No, just kidding.
That's our residency special.
Right.
That's what I have to do as a color for her to become resident in Panama.
Yeah, that's right.
Sound familiar? It sound familiar?
It is true. Sandy, that is an option. As I joke around here, you can get married in Panama. It's very inexpensive. What are the fees? 150, 180 or something like that?
Is that much?
Not really.
You
Was it
just
that
go
much?
to the notary.
Depends on the notary, yeah.
Some paperwork.
You don't have to throw the party of the year like Megan and well, the cops all came. So, they wanted to join us.
It was a part of the year.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
You know, but either that or you each have to have a pension of $1,000. And it'll cost you a little more in legal fees. Our lawyers give a break quite a discount to couples marrying together. So it doesn't cost you that much more in legal fees. So hope that answers your
Wow, that picture's on our website.
question, Sandy. Yes, it is, with a bit of humor. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, the car we did. I don't know how I did not delete that. Mark, house still for sale and starting to look. Hope I see you. Oh, okay. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Oh, hey, Mark. Awesome. We'll see you
10
soon.
degrees F in here. Oh, no, sorry.
Fahrenheit.
So, okay. So I'm going to say that's cold.
It is cold.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk rent a cars. I got to dump Oscar and Megan. Sorry, guys, you got it.
Yeah, I have heard to go through small local companies. They will give you a better rate.
Yeah, you can get a little better, but you're also not insured. You're still going to be stung with a $2,500 deductible if something
happens.
If you get a scratch,
it's not 100% coverage.
If you use the budgets, Avis's, the dollar rent-a-cars, like the big guys, based on their Panama website, you got to book it at budgetpanama.com, dollarpanama.com. Just Google it, you'll find the Panama website. You're going to be paying $60 minimum a day for rent-a-car, and discounted on weekly, half month and 1 month, but you're still looking at $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month, unfortunately, with the proper insurance, where you could basically, what Oscar said today, you could bring it back, burnt, it exploded, doesn't matter. Okay, here's your car back, and you don't owe anything. Okay, because basically, if you get a scratch, if you get a rock in the windshield, they don't have those machines there, by the roadside, where they just make that chip disappear. They're charging you for a new windshield. Most new cars is going to be $2,000 for that.
Yeah, it's worth it to get full coverage.
So there are some small companies. We will tell you who they are right now. Coronado Cars is one of them that has a great reputation in Coronado. But they're still going to, I still believe they run around $1,000, $1,100 a month. In Boquete, this end of the country, in Cherokee, we have Cowboy Dave's. And they have, I think they're running this month at $925 for a month this year, or $875. I don't want to quote that. Best price there. So those are some people that are decent prices, but you still do risk a $2,500 deductible, which isn't bad for that price.
In Pedicea, I think it's called Altos.
Altos, yeah.
Altos,
Altos, Altos.
And then in Panama City, there are a few different ones.
Yeah. Well, Timothy, there's no reason to meet with your lawyer unless you have your criminal background checks, you have your income verification, you have this stuff notarized, you have it authenticated or apostilled, whatever you're doing with it, and depending what visa you're getting, there may be other paperwork. There's no reason. You can have a virtual meeting with a lawyer until you get all this stuff. You don't need to see your lawyer, to be honest with you.
If they want to start the process in March, then you need to get connected with your lawyer now.
You need to start immediately to get everything you need by March. So
that you bring it with you on your visit.
To bring.
Yes, because a good lawyer will guide you through the collection of all of that paperwork, and that you'll be ready to apply on that visit. And 10 days is a little tight, but
get the immigration approval, the paperwork. So you really need to book in advance with the lawyer, because they want to see everything's ready to go, so they can make the appointment the day you get here and sign things. Okay.
Usually they want at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, I put a link in the chat if you're interested to be connected to a lawyer, Timothy. Okay, we are retired. Hubby has cancer in remission. We want out of the U.S. Should be rent first to see if we can afford to live. Panama City, the best place for medical services.
Yes.
We know we should rent
yes
first.
And
yes, you're absolutely smart. Yes and yes. Panama's got excellent hospitals regarding to cancer. It's got the Panama Cancer Clinic, which is very well known, and the Punta Pacifica, for sure. But definitely come here because, as you know, I don't know how old your husband is, but he won't be covered for that cancer as far as health insurance if it comes back in Panama. You might be able to get him health insurance. We recently got health insurance for one of our guests who's 76 that had a specific cancer, and his health insurance was granted because he's healthy everywhere else, except it doesn't cover that cancer coming back.
That specific type of cancer.
Exactly. Musicians Live on YouTube says, thank you for the channel. Well, thank you for the follow, guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Buquete is 6 hours northeast from Panama City. Not quite.
West.
It's 6 hours west. About 7.5. But actually, remember, Jason, it's we actually have 5 flights a day. Air Panama is 3 times a day as of last week.
High season, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually
Copa is 3
But
times on
We have 6
Sundays.
Yeah, 6 flights a day on weekends when you add Wingo. So we're 30 minutes from David, and we have somewhere between 4 and 6 flights a day to Panama City. So I tease my Coronado friends that I can get to Panama City in the morning earlier than they can. I can get out of bed at 7 and get to the airport in time to catch the 9:30 flight and be in Panama City at 10:30. Can't do that in Coronado because of traffic.
Yeah, it's unless you want to sit in lots of hours of morning rush hour
Well,
traffic.
it'll be 3 hours to get into town, and they got to go the night before.
Easier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we recommend always.
So there are, lots of flights, and to drive it, it's about 7.5. Did it last week. Of course, I don't drive extremely fast, and I do like to stop along the way.
Only
Hey,
Melanie.
Hey, Melanie.
Hey, Melanie. Okay. We're not sure what to do first. We want to come about April to scope out the country, get visas, etc. Can this be done? Well,
It
hard
can
to
be
say.
done.
To the Newmans, it can be done, but I think
But-
scoping out is your first thing you want to do.
Yes.
Do you want to live here? Do you want to go through the process of getting all your paperwork to get a visa if you come to Panama and say, maybe not?
Yeah, it's affordable, but it's not cheap. So I would
Yeah.
make sure you really like it here first.
Yep.
So come to Panama, check out the entire country. You're going to need a few weeks to do that if you're going to do it by yourself. Really get to know where you want to go. And then decide, because there's no rush in starting immigrations. It's not, the pensionado visa is not going away, folks. Nor is the Friendly Nations visa. It's fairly new.
And for North Americans on a tourist visa, you can stay here for
180
days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So you don't need to rush on the visa. You want to make sure you want to live here. We see too many people, honestly. I'm promoting our tours again. We see too many people that don't take a relocation tours like ours, move here, spend tens of thousands of dollars doing it, and then it's not for them.
Even people that do our tours, we say, come back after the tour and do a trial first.
Yeah, come back and try it out for a while. And we
That's one
encourage
of the
them,
main
don't
things we
start
say.
you don't need to start the immigration. You can start the stuff once you've decided here.
Yeah. That's what we always preach to every single one of our peeps.
We have a veterans questions from Jacqueline. To use the FMP letter to get free medical care for services-connected disabilities at public and private hospitals. There is some, Jacqueline, this is one thing, because this is one thing that's not general for everybody, because there's so many different levels of veterans care and veterans connected disabilities in the States. And we have a couple experts in Panama who can answer those questions for you. So, Jacqueline, I need you to go to our website, fill out the contact form and put this question in. Then we're going to forward this question to one of our veterans experts who can answer it correctly, because neither myself, Megan, or Oscar have any experience with veteran stuff. We're honest with you guys all the time, but we do know the people that do. So I do know if you are what's it called? One of our guests, and I confirmed it with them.
TRICARE?
Yeah, TRICARE for Life. You actually have TRICARE for Life billing hospitals in Panama. You have VA pharmacies, and you have lots of benefits there too. But I know there is some FMP letter people, but it all depends on the level of service and what the injury is and stuff like that. So it's very hard for us to answer that directly. But there is services like that available here. Let's get you to the right people. Yeah. Totally different, Sandra, compared to the States. I hear people tell me in the States, oh, we're listing our home next week. We expect it to sell within 5 days. Average sell time in Panama is still over a year. So easy to buy.
Not so much to sell.
Yeah. So that's why we tell you to rent first. Make sure you like the neighborhood. Make sure you like the weather. We'll give you an example of Boquete. There's 13 climates that can be definitively described in the Boquete region itself.
Also the wind. So for 3 months, you have to make sure your house or the lot you're buying is in the right angle.
Yeah.
You're not going to be blasted by the wind.
Yeah, if you live in a neighborhood called Breezes, you're going to learn why they call it that. No, it's actually not even spelled like that. But it is wind. It's on a canyon. The most beautiful place you can be.
Yeah.
May through November, and January through April.
Wow.
That heavy cast iron, patio furniture you bought blew away. So you want to make sure that you want to make sure they don't open the most popular pizza store across the street from you. There's lots of things you have to consider.
That sounds like a personal problem, Ron.
Yes. Why you make it personal, Ron?
I still rent, and I'm so happy I did.
And you just enjoy a good pizza from that restaurant.
Rod told us the last 2 years, I am never moving from this house. I love it so much.
The most popular pizza guy opened up moved his restaurant right across
By
the
the way,
And he said, thank God I'm renting. I'm moving next month.
and by the way, that is one of the most favorite restaurants right now.
Yeah, it's great
Yeah,
pizza.
it's
That's
really
what we
good.
have for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
I can't go order it, so I make Oscar go. When I do, I got to put a ball cap on and a hoodie.
He's the disgruntled neighbor.
No, Don is life.
Doran.
Oh,
Doran. Yeah.
okay. Let's answer Barry first. At 84, should I be concerned about prohibition? Well, you won't get any health insurance, likely, Barry. Possibility, if you're really healthy, you might get some copay type hospital, like private hospital insurance. I haven't. We've had a guest at 81 receive it, so that's why I'm saying we have some experience there. In the 70s, yes, but you still have to be pretty healthy. Now, your option here will be the public hospital system. It's cheap. You can honestly have a surgery. I know someone had an emergency hernia surgery, 3 days in a hospital, and it was $180. So that most people can afford that. But if you have
But private is also an option with a healthy savings account.
Oh yeah. If you have the money, if you have $100,000 sitting around that you don't need to live on, take away the children's and grandchildren's inheritance, spend it on your health. So yes, then you could also live here and just because private doctor, like to see a doctor, my doctor's 15. Some doctors are 20 or 30. It all depends, like a doctor's appointment. Specialist 75 to 125. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So X-rays are $15 to $25, and labs and blood tests. So all that stuff is very inexpensive. So, you can look at look back on our website under the Q&A section at some of our healthcare Q&As, full hour sessions just talking about this. And you'll get some better ideas there, Barry.
We want to do another one of those soon too. So
Yeah.
we'll keep you guys posted on that.
Perfect. Doran, we're going to invite you into the studio. Popping up on your screen should be let us use your microphone and chat and your Whistler no scheme. Okay, as we wait for Doran to come on, anyone else wants live? Oh, just wait. I'm going to answer that one in a second.
That's
We're also
probably
going
her
to
question.
invite Mark. I'm sorry. Did I screw something up?
No. It was just the question was from Doran, so that might be her question.
Oh,
when she
okay.
comes on.
I invited Mark and Doran to the screen. Just say yes, please. And you're going to have to accept something on your end.
It was quite a while ago, so
Yeah. No, we'll see.
let's see if they're still paying attention.
What does it take what are the requirements to open a bank account, Megan? You're doing this
So you
for
need
many accounts now.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do need residency first now. It used to be that you could get it as a tourist.
Well,
but
process of residency. Yeah, you got to be started your residency.
Yes, exactly. So there are some more hoops that the banks have to go through here to have bank accounts open for foreigners. So they want to make sure that the people are actually going to be living here and using it. So the actual requirements vary a little bit by bank. Usually they want either your pension letter or your tax filings, a reference letter from a bank that you already bank with, wherever you're from. And it's pretty simple. It doesn't even have to include a statement or anything like that, or how much money you have in the account. It's just that you've been banking with them for this long and you're in good standing. And then they usually want a cash deposit when you open the account, and that amount varies by bank account. I think multi-bank is $1,500.
Yeah, multi-bank's 15, Bank of General's 1,000. They're all different. You'd have to check with if you're gonna, open with a different bank. Just be prepared to bring some cash to open that account. They don't take the cash. You can deposit the cash and the next day take it out if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, multi-bank is nice because at least here in Boquete, the manager speaks English, and also their online banking is in English, which is a huge thing.
If you're a new staff member, I still like multi-bank. Panama City, Transismica branch, Las Tablas branch, Coronado branch, all have English-speaking managers and staff. David branch, of course, and Boquete, all the staff speak English.
Unfortunately, Banco General isn't the same,
No.
But we love it because it's one of the biggest banks, and almost everyone uses it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another good one, but it's not as easy for English speakers.
So yes, I think let's review. Must be in the process of residency. 2, bring a reference letter, bring your proof of income, bring a deposit. That's about it.
Yep.
Okay.
And you won't get it open the same day.
Unless you're in Panama City, sometimes you can.
Yeah.
But typically the stuff from outside of Panama City has to go to Panama City for approval. The president signs off on all bank openings. The president of the bank. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you assist a car purchase no matter where you're going to live? Absolutely.
Yes.
Should we put a link to a car purchase?
Sure. Yeah, so pretty much almost all car purchases that Oscar does, he will go to Panama City because half of the Panama population lives in Panama City, so there are to choose from. So if you say, I want a, this mid-size SUV from these certain brands in Panama City, you're going to have more options. And so Oscar will be able to inspect multiple vehicles and tell you which one is in the best shape and you're going to get the best deal on. And then from there, he'll drive it to wherever you are in the country. So that's the great part of his service is he'll make sure you get your insurance, make sure you get your title in your name, and he'll deliver it to you, whether you're in Coronado or Boquete or David or wherever you are in the country.
Cool. Okay, we're gonna do a B thing here. A, pensionado visa. B, friendly nations visa. Pensionado visa is for people who are retired and have no intention of ever working in Panama. Simple as that. That's what it is. A friendly nations visa, and they're receiving pensionado visa. They're receiving a lifelong pension. It can be government. It can be private. It must be a lifelong pension
of $1,000 or more.
Yeah, or $1,250 for a couple, for a married couple. Now, the Friendly Nations visa is for people who are not receiving a lifelong pension and are willing to invest something in Panama, or maybe they're really younger and they've been offered a job in Panama. So the Friendly Nation visa is for you. If you've been offered a job and you're going to work in Panama, there's no real investment, just legal fees. But if you're just going to use the investment portion, is $200,000 in either real estate or a certified bank deposit. Now, both visas end up in a permanent visa, pensionado in 6 months, Friendly Nations in 2 years. Now, a lot of people say, if I join the Friendly Nations, when I become old enough, can I become a pensionado so I can get the discounts? It doesn't matter. Every person who gets a permanent residency visa in Panama, no matter what that visa is, currently women at 55, men at 60 get the discounts that pensionado visas get, excluding the one-time household and vehicle exceptions.
All residents and citizens have that discount when they reach a certain age. The benefit of getting pensionado before you're that age, if you have a pension before that age, is that you get it before that. And it's also just a quicker, cheaper option than the Friendly Nations.
Oh, Richard, I understand now. Thank you very much, Richard. Some people saying I don't see the chat. When you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can't see other people's questions. But as soon as you can see what we put in the chat. But
and we can see what you put.
Yeah, and we can see what you put. Sorry about that.
Yeah, if you want to see the whole chat and comments, you can come over to StreamYard.
Yeah. Quick question. We're going to wrap up these questions, folks. Import charge on motorcycles considered a vehicle. Your duties are between 12 and 25%. Bowling leagues. How big is bowling in Panama? I think I went bowling
really
once
big.
in Panama City.
It's
incredible.
Have you been to the new bowling alley in David?
No.
It's hard to get in at. There's bowling leagues. It's so popular.
I feel so intimate every time I go there. There is still like
all
professional with the gloves and everything. I'm just doing the children run with my 2-year-old son. I'm like,
I'm a good bowler. I used to bowl a lot.
David and Panama City, definitely.
I'm so not good.
You know.
Everything is practice, but I'm like,
you've never done it before. You don't know.
No, I have done it. It's just
not much.
Last time I was 18 in Colombia.
Exactly.
That was yesterday, by the way.
Okay, Richard, Canadian 69, good health insurance available. Yes, it is. Local health insurance, you're looking at about $160 a month. And these are just wild within 25% rates, by the way. Well, no, that one's pretty well exact. International, though, you're probably looking at approaching $400 a month. And that's a 100% coverage of international, no deductible, no copay. Now, people say airfare to David is high. Are there connecting flights from Toronto? Two things you can do, Richard. You can look at the price from Toronto to David and then split it up on COPA. A flight from Toronto to Panama City and then a separate flight on Toronto to David. But don't forget, you're going to have to get your luggage in Panama City if you book separately on a separate itinerary. It's often cheaper doing it that way. But typically, what do we pay? $113 to $126, right? Are the current depending on how close you are to booking from David to Panama City.
Mhm.
Yeah, it should be around 120 tops, David to Panama City, one way. Okay, we answered Richards. Do they eat dogs in Panama? God, I hope not. No, Mark, no, they do not. Could you eat this little buddy over here?
Some people eat iguanas.
Iguanas, yes.
Yes,
They do eat iguanas.
they do eat iguanas. They don't eat dogs. Absolutely not.
And fish.
Okay, does your tour include complete service, total relook? Yes, it does. And the only one thing, our Newman, I'm sorry, we don't have your first name. Like, he's calling people the last thing. You have to invite us over for a barbecue once you get here.
Yes.
And beers included. No, we'll bring the beer. You provide the steak. Okay. No, really, that's how we roll, guys. We meet with you. Like, you go home from the tour and you let us know. I don't care. We're helping someone move right now that was on our tour in 2019. So yeah, it doesn't matter when it is. We will help you move here, and it's no additional charge. The only additional charge is for things like if you hire Oscar to buy a car, but you get a discount because you're on a tour, or if you hire me to move your pets.
Like a more involved service that really. But
you will have unlimited access to us.
Yeah, you need to have a call or have questions.
We'll have a Zoom. We'll create your backup list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to try to get through some of those before we get call of here. Once you get to Panama pension, say security is cut, do you have to leave Panama? Once you have your visa, it's a permanent visa. You're never asked again to prove your income.
Correct.
So don't you worry about that. We need an appointment at Sin branch once your driver's license
over
is notarized.
70.
No, you don't need an appointment if you are a pensionado, meaning that all you need to show is your Panama ID. That's your, actually, it's kind of weird at Sin, and I got caught in this one, so I'm going to tell the truth. In Panama, they call them jubilados, not pensionados. And a jubilado is 57 for a woman and 62 for a man. If you show your cedula or Panama ID to the security guard and you're over 62, he lets you in without an appointment. But if you're between 60 and 62, and he doesn't. He insists that you must be a jubilado age.
Rob never goes to any line anymore.
I am not a jubilado. I'm a pensionado.
He doesn't pay any more overpriced ever.
Hey, Carter, thank you very much. You're here with the pensionado. Hey, no, I'm volunteer, ESL teacher. Ooh, great.
Yes.
We
volunteering, of course. You can always do.
Carter's in Los Tablas. We got to hook up with him sometime. Oscar, you can get him out sometime. Maybe the Pedicy lunch. Harley Trike, you sure can. I cannot tell you. Mark, we can't tell you. You're going to have to send us an email specifically. Make, model, year, serial number, all that stuff before we could even get into telling you what import costs are, because it's so specific for each field. Okay, guys, why did you guys wait until the end of the call to put all these questions in? We're not going to make it. Travel back to your home country. Yeah, to maintain your permanent residency, you must enter Panama once every 2 years.
Yep. Can be over 24 hours trip.
Yeah.
It'll reset.
As long as
you make sure it's not under the 2 years. Not on 2 years, not under.
April is still kind of summer with 2 or 3 spring showers in the afternoon.
Barely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Barely.
Couple short showers in the afternoon.
Hey, Jason, get insurance on a rental in Panama. Yes, definitely buy the insurance. He agrees. Okay, guys, we are going to end it. I have saved the chat into a notepad file. And before I send out a recap on this, I will, if there's any major ones, and Ellen says, Ellen, you're one of our favorite, Ellen.
Hey.
Yes.
Ellen.
And they will. No, Ellen cooks me a different type of chicken every time she invites me over. What's next time, Ellen? Okay.
We got to get together soon. We miss you guys.
Actually, just got a message from Dan. I'm gonna reply to him as soon as we finish this call.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us tonight. You StreamYard folks, there was 100 and some of you, and probably another 100 on YouTube as usual, and our Facebook group. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
precious time, everybody.
We are launching our next month, 2 months Q&A schedule. Megan and I are feverishly working on it as we speak. We were at our meeting tonight. So we're going to have all types of Q&As over the next 2 months. If anyone wants a special one that we haven't done yet, please send us an email. Thank you all. Say goodbye.
Thank you.
Have a
See
good
you next
night.
week.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah. And happy weekend.
Happy Friday tomorrow.
Yep.